He was a community activist, musician, artist, and a board member of our very own Pasadena Community Network. He filled so many roles in the community. It's no wonder that Ralph Mcknight's passing leaves a void in the hearts of many who loved, respected, and admired him. One of those people is Ron Carter, a close family friend of Ralph and Kitty Mcknight. Ron's here to share some of his memories of Ralph. Thanks for being here, Ron.
Thank you for having me.
So how did you meet Ralph?
I went to a meeting in Pasadena, the Black Male Forum, and I was sitting and Ralph walked in. He was wearing an Argyle sweater. I'll never forget it because Ralph is a very fastidious gentleman. And he came and he sat right across from me. And when we were introduced, since that day, we've remained great friends. I mean, it was no period of feeling out or anything like that. Once we left that meeting that day, Ralph and I became really good friends. He became a mentor to me, much more than a friend.
Okay, so what was it like for you when you heard of his passing?
Oh, it was very sad because when Ralph suffered the stroke, I was one of some very close people that Kitty called. And so since that time, you know, I've kind of like really been sad about Ralph being sick, not being able to be up and moving around and talking to people. Because if you know Ralph, he was a gentleman that was always full of life. Mm-hmm. He was this big person in every way. And so seeing him being debilitated was difficult. And when Kitty told me the day he died, I felt really sad. It was a very sad day. The rest of the day was not good.
Well, and I'm sure it's going to be tough even now. Someone like that sounds like,
yeah,
you know, they're always going to leave a big space.
Yes, yes.
Now, he was involved in so much. He was a professional drummer, I understand.
Right, right.
You know, with all of the things he was involved with, what do you think what he was most passionate about?
I think Ralph was passionate about helping people. I think if you, over the last, since Ralph has died, I've been talking to a lot of individuals who Ralph touched. And most of them said, you know, Ralph was the first person that did this for me when I moved to Pasadena. Ralph helped me with this project. Ralph got me into City Hall. Ralph introduced me to this person and that person. I think Ralph was passionate about helping people. And I think that's why he's going to leave a void, because I don't think there's any one person who's met Ralph that could say that he didn't do something to help them.
With all of those accomplishments and, you know, involvement in the community, what do you think he was the most proud of? What do you think his legacy will be? I think it will be just helping people like me. You know, I mean, Ralph took me by the coattail and just shepherded me in a lot of places in this city that I probably would not have gone. Mm-hmm. You know, he introduced me to some people who I'm still friendly with. He's given business opportunities, and we developed a friendship. It was more than just a mentorship. It was also a friendship, sort of like a father-son thing in some ways. I mean, I would consider him that. He was really, you know, one of my best friends. Now, I understand that he was an atheist, so he didn't want a big ceremony, a big
right.
funeral.
Right.
That must be hard for a lot of the people who, you know, want to show their support and their love for this person.
Right.
Did he share his views as far as, you know, maybe since the stroke, since he had to, you know, think about these things?
No, not really, because when Ralph suffered a stroke, he lost the ability to speak. Mm-hmm. So I was fortunate to being at the hospital and have him call my name. That was wow. But towards the end, he never shared that. You know, Ralph was very private about that part of his life. And so I've never really discussed that with Ralph. I knew what he believed, but we never had no major discussion about that. That's what he believed, and that was it. So, no, he didn't say anything in the end about, you know, about that view.
Okay, well, I'm sure that there are people who are gonna, you know, be,
yeah.
You know, talking to you and wanting to share. Is there a place that they can go? Or?
Yeah, actually, something is happening on August the 12th.
Okay.
The Livid Pavilion. Ralph was a board member of the Livid Pavilion. They even honored him like 2 or 3 years ago. They had a major fundraiser for him. It was the most money they raised when, at that time, I don't know what has happened since, when they honored Ralph. But Ralph, they will be honoring him on August the 12th at Livet Pavilion I think it's Woodbury. And anyone who wants to say anything about Ralph or be a part of this can come down and honor him at that point. Also, John Krikorian, who is the owner of Business Life magazine, is a good friend of Ralph, and he is coordinating a fund for Ralph. So people who want to donate money will be able to donate it, and the money will go to some deserving student.
Okay, well, you know, I know you'll be giving us all that information for us to put on our website,
Yeah.
and that people, it's nice to know that people will have a place where they can share their love for him.
Yes.
And
yes.
we thank you for sharing the love and coming on and talking about
Sure.
Ralph.
Thank you for having me. He will be greatly missed.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Ron.
Yes, thanks.